Welcome to Monday Morning Quarterback. I am your host, Youth One's Ryan Oliver, and today I'm excited because I am joined by 2025 quarterback Shane Throgmartin. Shane, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mr. Oliver?
I'm good. Hey, Shane, well, you've been a Youth One member for a while, and we've been following you for a while here at Youth One. I want to list a couple of your accolades, if you don't mind. So you were named to our Next Up watch list as a seventh grader. You were named to our Elite 101 last year during your eighth grade season. You took home the number 54 spot on our Elite 101. And I'm telling you now, you were named to our freshman 450 list, which is highlighting the elite freshman quarterbacks in the country. So you have made 3 out of our 4 lists here at Youth One. You'll be eligible for the sophomore list next year. I want to start there, and I want to ask you what it feels like to be recognized for your talents on the football field at a young age.
To be honest, it's not really about the recognition. It's just about getting better. And at the end of the day, as long as it gets the college scouts' attention, it's all that matters.
Yeah, well, since you mentioned college scouts, what are your long-term goals in terms of football? Tell me a little bit about just what you see yourself doing down the road, maybe a couple of years here.
So really, all I want is to get recruited by a college, and then go play college ball, and then maybe even NFL.
Yeah. Well, I know you're working hard to make those dreams happen. You're in addition to the things that I named, your accolades from us at Youth One. You've been a part of the FU national team, USA national team. Tell me a little bit about those experiences and how they've kind of shaped you into the young quarterback that you are today.
Sure. It's been fun. I've learned a lot about myself and how I play quarterback. It's a lot about like taking the hits, and sometimes you're not always going to win. Sometimes you're going to lose, and sometimes losing is more important than winning, because like a lot of times you learn a lot more from losing than winning.
Yeah, I think that's a good perspective to have, Shane, for sure. Shane, tell people one where you're from, your measurements now, like how tall, how much you weigh, and who you're playing for now.
So I am in the class of 2025. I'm a freshman quarterback, and I'm in Houston, Georgia. I play for the Milk Crate Hawks, who are actually doing pretty good right now for varsity.
Okay.
Um, I'm 6'1", 175, and yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about how your season is going or has gone, depending on where you are in your season, and about your progress you've made as a quarterback this season.
So I think I've definitely gotten a lot better over this year, probably more than all the other years combined, honestly. So I played JV this year, and then I play varsity too. So my JV season just wrapped up. I think I threw 1 or 2 interceptions the whole year. I threw a lot more touchdowns and yards and all of that. But now I got like solely varsity, and I'm just seeing how that's going right now.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Shane, when I was working on the Elite 101 last year, I write these little tidbits about athletes. So it's something that I can look back on as the athletes progress past eighth grade. One thing I noted about you, I was looking back at this before this interview, is I said you shine throwing the deep ball, and you showed a lot of accuracy on your throws, and you were poised in the pocket. I want to ask, is that something that you feel accurately describes your game? And also, how would you describe your game in your own words?
So I agree with what you said. I think I'm pretty good at throwing the deep ball, but at the same time, I feel like I'm also good at the short and medium ball too. And like not only is it about passing the ball, it's also about like, giving a good fake after you hand it off, or controlling the offense, when you're not throwing the ball.
Right.
So I just feel like overall I feel like I'm getting really like a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. So for someone that hasn't seen you play, if they come to a game where Shane Throgmartin is the quarterback, what can they expect to see?
I expect to see, you know, we drive down the field, run the ball, pass the ball, all that good stuff. Not many penalties. I feel like we're really like disciplined there, and yeah, just put up a lot of points.
Yeah, and they'll definitely see a talented passer. I've always been impressed with your ability to kind of control the offense. The like I mentioned, the poise and the ability to throw. I wasn't trying to sell you short with all the throws. I remember noting for young quarterbacks, I always think, okay, they can make the shorter passes, but let's see the arm strength. And I've always thought that was a strength of yours. And I just made note of that on the Elite 101 last year. So I'm sure that you progressed from that point. Shane, would you say you serve as a leader for the teams that you have played on and the team you currently play for? And if so, what does your leadership style look like?
I would definitely say I'm a leader. You know, I'm not much of the the bad cop, I guess you could say. I'm more of like the good guy. I can be the bad cop if I want to be, but most of the time I'm more of the encouraging, like, don't worry about the last play, just go to the next play and just live another down.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of young quarterbacks they kind of have to grow into that vocal side in a lot of ways, and maybe sometimes having to be the bad cop to And I think that, but I mean, whatever works for you. So if you don't need to be the bad cop to get your leadership across, and that's obviously working for you. Um, Tell me a little bit about an area of your game that you've identified, maybe that you say, okay, I want to work on this area to elevate my game to the next level.
It doesn't sound like a big deal when you first talk about it, but I feel like I could get a lot better at like screens, like like really short yardage, because I feel like if I get there in like a better spot or faster, it just gives them more time to make moves and make more yards.
No, that totally makes sense. I feel like every time I ask that question, I've never gotten uh, the screen pass as something to work on. I think that's really interesting that you noted as something that you could get better at. I think that that's a cool area to focus on. Well, Shane, on a lighter note, what are some things you like to do off the field that aren't football related?
It sounds kind of like cheesy or original, but I do like to, do homework and all of that stuff. I've had all A's for like as long as I can remember, pretty much.
Okay.
Um, I also just like to hang out with, my friends and all of that stuff. So yeah, I just hang out.
Well, the college scouts that watch this, you hear that he's a real student athlete, getting it done in the classroom and on the field. Shane, I always ask this last very important question to people that interview with me for the first time. What is in Shane Throgmartin's headphones before a big game?
Definitely some Eminem. You know, um,
Hey,
I think it's like "Lose Yourself" or something like that.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
that. See, I'm smiling because that is an original answer. I have not gotten Eminem, and I interview countless athletes, countless quarterbacks, and I have not gotten Eminem once until right now. And "Lose Yourself" is a song that I used to play or used to listen to before games back when I was in high school, which is like 13 years ago at this point. So that's a cool answer. I really like that answer. I usually get answers like Lil Baby or like NBA Youngboy or something like that.
yeah.
So I think getting Eminem is really cool. Well, Shane, is there anything else people should know about you that they may not know?
Well, a lot of people don't know, like people like me, for instance, and a lot of other people that play quarterback. They're more than like a quarterback. Like they're also smart. They can do more than pass the ball. They can fake it. They can read the defense. They can change the play if they have to. I just feel like overall, like a lot of people just think quarterback's just passing the deep ball or rolling out to your left and throwing it. But I feel like overall it's just like a bit of everything.
Yeah, there's more than meets the eye type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like that. That's a really good answer. That's an original answer for that question too. I really have enjoyed kind of hearing your perspective on everything, Shane. Well, Shane, let's wrap things up with that. I really appreciate your time. This is 2025 quarterback Shane Throgmartin. Shane, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me.